This is high school basketball on iTalk 106.7, presented by Sholo Ford, produced by White Mountain Youth Productions in cooperation with iTalk 106.7 Radio. High school basketball is also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Little Bluebird Studios, and Hudson's Furniture. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school basketball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Brook, Holbrook, Arizona, and Munoz Gym, specifically Budenhauser Court, as we get ready for this 3A East matchup of the girls tonight. And the Snowflake Lobos coming in and visiting the home team, the Holbrook Roadrunners. The Holbrook with a lead in the division, undefeated in region play, sitting in first place. The Lobos at 5-2 in that third spot behind Winslow, with the head-to-head being 5-2 in the region. And we're looking forward to a very good matchup tonight, as these two teams played a couple weeks ago in Snowflake. And the Lobos were outmatched a little bit, losing to the Roadrunners by 1 point. Snowflake was able to lead the entire game except the last about 20 seconds, which is all that matters. I'm Aaron Hewish. I'm here with Ron Everingham tonight as we bring you this game. Ron, thoughts on the matchup this evening?
Aaron, anytime you get into this point in the season in the 3A East, these matchups are going to just be very competitive, so I'm looking forward to a great matchup tonight, both on the girls and the boys side here, as region play is on all across the region. Blue Ridge and Winslow battling it out just down the road.
Interesting too is as I've lived up here in the White Mountains about 15 years. This is always a difficult place for any team to come in and play. One of these old-style gyms, not the new spread-out gyms. You're right on top of everybody, and it is a very intimidating place to play. And for this girls' matchup, it is almost a packed house with very few room only. We're going to go courtside for the playing of our national anthem.
Officials, coaches, and the student athletes, we ask that you cheer for your team in the spirit of good sportsmanship. As a reminder, if you're
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear, plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers, and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
I got this.
Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
the national anthem has been sung. Welcome back here to Munoz Gym at Holbrook High School in Holbrook, Arizona. Yeah, I'm Aaron Hewish. I'm with Ron Everingham here, courtside, and this is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com. And now it's for our Ace Hardware keys to the game as they announce the starting lineup here. Ron, what are the keys to the game for both teams?
Well, I guess having not seen these guys play, I'm just going to go with the cliche stuff we always look for in this type of game late in the season, going into the playoffs. Turnovers and rebounds. Looked like the rebounding edge went over to the Roadrunners, as they have two rebounders. That's Chapel and Aberly. Chapel averaging 8.7 rebounds per game, and Aberly 6 rebounds per game. And Emily Davis for the Lobos with 5 points per game, and Papa with 5.9 rebounds per game, So we'll see who owns the boards tonight. What do you think?
You know, I was there courtside at that last Snowflake Holbrook game, and up until the bitter end, I thought Snowflake had the game. There were some things that didn't go their way. There was a call that, if you talk to each side of fans, it's different. But I hopefully look for a good matchup. This is a really rough place to play, as we're having a rough time hearing things. But doesn't matter. The game's going to be played, and we're going to enjoy this crowd and this atmosphere. Now, Ron, let's go to our Summit Healthcare injury report.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it. We don't have any injuries to report here in the pregame, but we definitely will be keeping an eye on that. We want to thank Summit Regional Medical Health Care for sponsoring our injury reports.
I look for a good game.
As we
come in.
That game's that close, Aaron. You do have to look at points per possession. You have to look at the team that limits their turnovers, because if it was a 1-point game, you got to believe that these two coaches are talking about limiting turnovers tonight.
I actually had a chance to sit down with Coach Joe Clare today and talk to him about this game, and he didn't say it's a must win, but he said it's a must win as they go moving forward. These Roadrunners sitting pretty in the region at 7-0, and we're going to go down to court now, where we're going to have the jump ball, and we're going to have Matea Aberle is going to jump, and Emily Davis for the Lobos. The ball is up, jump ball, and we are underway. Possession's going to go out of bounds, and it is going to be rewarded to the Lobos.
Who gets the possession?
Possession will go to Holbrook. Snowflake maintains control, so Holbrook gets the alternating. There is Ballard. Ballard to bring it into Tristan Hancock. Tristan Hancock over to the near side to Austin Stratton. Stratton looks. Now she takes it up to the middle, top of the key. Hancock looking to get free. Back. That is intercepted by Desiree Bain. Desiree Bain for an easy two. Not a great way to start off for the Lobos.
Big bucket.
Macy Papa inbounds it into Stratton. Stratton goes to midcourt. Stratton crosses the half-court line. Stratton looks, backs a little. She is being defended by Nez. Over to Hancock. Hancock in the middle, and this crowd is into it at the beginning of the game. There's Papa, number 22, brings it over the side. Papa has it swiped away, catches it. Papa over to Ballard. Ballard underneath for two. Camry Ballard touches it in for two for the Snowflake Lobos.
Beautiful pass. Nice assist there.
Here's number 20, Yazzie, for the Roadrunners. Gives it out to the big lefty for the Roadrunners, Maddie Chappell. The key to their team, their leading scorer, their leadership, their senior. Great young lady, great ball player. In his side is to number 50. That is Aberly at 50, and I did not get that shot. Did not see who put that one in.
She dishes it off to number 21, Desiree Bain, and that's what happens. Good things happen when you get it inside, Aaron.
Stratton brings it across, bobbles it around, ends up with Tristan Hancock in the backcourt. Long three for the Lobos, no good. There's the big lefty, Chappell. Chappell gives it down the court, and that's number 21, Bain. And Bain puts it in for two, and really quickly, 6-2, Roadrunners are up early in this ball game. Here's Stratton. Stratton brings it across midcourt. Stratton looks, giving out commands. Roadrunners running a tough man-to-man at him this time. Stratton brings it over to the near side. Looks, tries to get it to Davis, no go. Inside to Ballard. Ballard tries to throw it into Papa, and it is intercepted by Bain. Bain over to Chappell. Chappell drives hard. Chappell goes, push. Chappell is fouled by Stratton, and the two. Not a good way to start out for the Lobos, as Chappell will make the two, go to the line.
Here, as we watch a replay there, we see number 24, the second leading scorer for the Roadrunners, is Chappell with 11.4 points per game. Nice work there by our camera crew grabbing that one.
Here's Chappell at the line. Chappell puts it up nice and easy, and it is through the twine for 2. Stratton brings it in, sends it to the middle of the Hancock. Hancock goes over to Coach Clare for some instruction. Hancock brings it across the time stripe, top of the key. Hancock then bounces it away, intended for Ballard, and it is now thrown out of bounds. It'll be Roadrunner ball. Right in front of the Roadrunner bench, Bain's going to bring it in. Bain's going to give it to Chappell. Chappell's going to give it back to Bain. Bain's going to bring the ball up the court on the near side, right near the Budenholzer court sign. Gives it over to Chappell. Chappell in the middle now, dribbling it across to the far side. Over in front of the crowd, she brings it back over to the near side. Back to Bain. Bain over to number 12, and that is Nez. Over to Bain again, and it is no way, and it is rebounded by Ballard. Ballard now looking. Ballard brings it to midcourt, crosses the time stripe, hands it to Stratton. Stratton brings it up. Stratton looks to drive. Stratton throws up about a 20-foot jumper, no good. Rebounded by Ballard. Ballard puts it in for 2. That is 9-4 Lobos.
Tough shot there. Nice rebound by Ballard.
Something to point out, too, as we go into this, Ron, the Lobos do not have a senior on the court.
Wow.
This time, I was talking to Coach Clare about that. He relies on his 2 seniors for leadership. They are a huge part of his program. They're just definitely not starters at this time, but they do a great job. Here's Chappell. Chappell on the drive, and she puts it in. Number 24, Maddie Chappell, the lefty, the does it all, the everything for the Holbrook Roadrunners. Here's Hancock in the middle. Hancock over to Davis. Davis to Stratton. Stratton on the far side. 15-foot jumper, no good. Rebounded by Chappell. There she is again. Chappell's going to bring the ball up herself. Chappell's going to get to midcourt, throw the ball across the timeline to Bain. Bain's going to bring the middle to number 50, Aberley. Aberley back out to Bain, over to Chappell. Over to the near side now, there is number 12, Nez. Nez brings it in, throws over the top. Aberley sets it in for 2. And we have a 13-4 ball game with 4 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first quarter. And Coach Joe Clare is going to call a timeout. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. This is Shola Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back to The Brook, Holbrook, Arizona. This is Shola Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com. The Lobos quickly took that timeout there as they have a 9-point deficit they're going to have to try to overcome as we get midway through the first quarter here. There's Emily Davis in the middle. Davis kind of loses it, rebounded by Papa. And Papa, the leading scorer for the Lobos, lays it up and in, cuts that deficit a little bit.
10.4 points per game on the season for Papa. Oh, travel.
There's Spencer, brings it up. Spencer into a trap, gives it over to Bain. And we're going to get a 10-second call. And the Lobo defense is kind of clamped down here. Bain was kind of looking around a little bit shocked they got that 10-second call. That's going to be a turnover, and that's going to bring the ball to the Lobos. That's going to bring Stratton to bring it in. Stratton throws it into Tristan Hancock. Tristan Hancock, the junior, brings it up in the middle. Tristan, double team, looking for someone, drives. She throws it into Ballard. Ballard loses it, however, grabbed by Papa. Papa throws it into Hancock. Hancock, 9-foot jumper. Good!
Snowflake with a nice little run here.
And there goes the Roadrunners, bring it around, and the ball kind of falls loose, falls to Chappell. Chappell gives it over to, I believe, Nez. Nez then throws it back to Chappell. It's blocked out of bounds by the Lobos, and it's going to be a Roadrunner ball. We look at that on the replay there. That is some great defense.
Papa on some defense there.
23, and that is Terriana Nez checks into the ball game. Coach Clare definitely, Ron, had something to say about the defense in that timeout. What do you think?
Well, I just say she's fronting the man, and that was a great pass, and they're going to need that weak side defense to come over. I don't know if that's why Coach called a timeout or not, but they did a half front on her that time.
And there's a ball loose gathered by the Lobos, and the Lobos, that is Tristan Hancock, throws it down to Papa. Papa puts it up for 2. Here's Bain, brings it to the middle. Number 15, Spencer, brings it into the middle of Aberley. Aberley lays it up and in for another 2. Camry Ballard gets the ball from the basket, brings it over to Tristan Hancock. Hancock brings it up the middle, looks, gives it over to Emily Davis. Emily Davis, the sophomore, drives to her left where she is blocked. However, Mr. Fruth, the official, blows it as a jump ball. The alternating possession is going to go to the Roadrunners.
There you can see that little tie-up right there. Almost a clean steal by number 23. Nez.
You know, Ron, basketball's not a contact sport, but if you and I, the game we saw yesterday, those girls are setting some screens and doing some pretty mean things to put each other on their
Tell you what,
on their backsides on the basketball court.
It really has a lot to do with how the officials decide to call the game.
It is so true. Spencer's going to bring the ball over the time stripe. She's going to throw it over to Chappell. Chappell, the lefty on the left side. On the far side, Chappell overthrows the ball. It's going to go out by the door here at Munoz Gym, and it is going to be a Lobo ball. Mr. Fruit, the official, gives the ball to Austin Stratton. Stratton gives it over to Hancock. Hancock brings it up right over the middle of the time stripe. Hancock in the middle, looks, now at the top three-point line, passes it over to Stratton. Stratton for three. It is good. Austin Stratton, the sophomore, tickles the twine for three. There's Bain. Bain having a rough time, gets it over to Spencer. Spencer brings the ball. It is now intercepted by Papa, except Papa loses it, now loses it to Bain. And we're calling it an over and backcourt. And the Holbrook faithful do not like the call.
They thought it was tipped, and it very well could have been. I thought the official on the far side was going to come call that off, but
that is very true. Stratton ends it to Hancock. Hancock brings it in the middle. When I was talking to Coach Clare today, he said you cannot underestimate the importance of Tristan Hancock for this Lobo squad and what she does and what she brings. Kind of like Maddie Chappell does for this Holbrook team.
Yeah.
It is very clear that Tristan Hancock is, I think she averages the most minutes for the Lobos. May not be the hiding point scorer, but she does well. And we have a turnover, a travel, and now that'll be Lobo's ball.
You know, I'm kind of surprised, to be honest with you. Greg Perkins coach teams usually a little more disciplined. They're having trouble with that full court press.
It's interesting because what they do, oh my goodness, Stratton goes to the floor, and she loses it, and it's going to be a jump ball. I believe the Lobos, according to the alternating possession, are going to maintain possession tonight as the Roadrunners got it. And we have number 22, and that is Micah Joe checking in for the Roadrunners. Lobos yet to make a sub in this game. Coach Clare hasn't looked to his bench for the rest and help he's needed. There's Stratton brings it in to Hancock, Hancock over to the far side in three-point land, and there's going to be a block called. You know, Ron, as I look at this court, it's deceiving with the people as close as they are. Like I said, these bigger gyms that these schools are building now have a lot of space out of bounds, but we're in a really intimate setting in this facility here tonight.
Nice.
Stratton inbounds the ball to Ballard. The sophomore Ballard is then tied up. I believe it was 22, and that is Micah Joe, and that's going to give an alternating possession, and now it's going to go back to the Roadrunners. There's number 15, Spencer, brings across the time stripe into Aberly. Aberly, no, she misses off the front of the backboard, off the front of the rim. Ballard brings it down. Ballard brings the midcourt, throws it ahead to Hancock. Hancock loses it off her foot. It is eventually grabbed by Chappell. Chappell brings it down to the right side. Now Chappell brings it to the middle, looking to drive. Chappell drives all the way. She's blocked, nothing good. And now I believe Davis got the rebound, sends it over to Hancock. And we're going to call it a block on the ground. And the Holbrook faithful are not going to like that very much right now, as we can hear through our FX mic, which our production crew does such a great job of doing. We'd like to give a shout out to all those on the cameras and in the truck, the people behind the scenes bringing you Shola Ford's presentation of White Mountain basketball this evening.
Little Spencer, 4'11", the sophomore. She's a 2-year starter, by the way. She started at varsity as a freshman. She just couldn't quite sneak in there and get that charge.
Absolutely. Tristan Hancock, the line, unfazed by this crowd here, sinks the first free throw to cut the lead to 15-14 Lobos. She hits the second. We are tied up here at Budenholzer Court, almost winding down the first quarter. Roadrunners with the ball, turns over, and it is given. Davis is going to be whistling for the foul, and I'm trying to see who that is. Is that number 23?
Here we go on the replay.
Terriana Nez is going to be whistled for that one.
You know, it's interesting, Aaron. I don't know if you notice this, but the rims look like they're pointing upwards from this view. Don't they?
I think it's that. I agree with you, absolutely. It's like that backside's causing it to be. Looks like they redid the court this year. They added the Budenholzer court, and it looks like they probably put some new rims up there, and we're used to those breakaway rims bending down. Nez misses the first one, and Stratton's going to grab the rebound. Stratton's going to bring it up herself. Stratton at the free throw line, passes over to Papa on the near side. Papa over to the corner to Camry Ballard. Camry Ballard for three, no good. Ballard gets her own rebound, throws it into intended for Hancock. Aberly intercepts it, and that's going to bring number 15, Spencer, to bring the ball. Spencer to the middle, Number 23 for the Roadrunners. Nez, no good. Chappell with the rebound after it bangs around. Chappell up for two. Chappell sinks it in for two. We're at 51 seconds left in the first quarter. 18-15. Roadrunners up on the Lobos.
Chappell's a baller. She gets a scrappy rebound there. Big bucket. This is a big bucket opportunity for the Lobos here to tie it. Nope.
And they're going to whistle Tristan Hancock for the travel. And as we wind down this first quarter, 39 seconds left, Ron, we could have 6-7 possessions by the way this game's going.
I'll tell you what, Lobos would really like to get the ball back here.
I think they would. There's Chappell over to the far side. Chappell, the lefty, dribbles it, sends it into 23 Nez. Nez, about a 9-foot jumper, good for Nez.
Key for the Lobos here is not to shoot too quick.
Not to shoot too quick, absolutely, Ron. There's Hancock, brings the ball. Hancock sends it over to Stratton. Stratton dribbles to her right, over on the far side. She's trapped, sends it over to Davis. Davis to Ballard. Ballard right in the three-point line, no good, and Hancock's going to get the rebound. Hancock's going to have it knocked away. She's going to hold. Chappell doing a great job. Davis inside, off the board, no good to Papa. Papa with the putback, no good. Davis gets the rebound, puts it up. It is no good, and the first quarter ends. It's 20-15, Roadrunners. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
I chose welding because there's always going to be a job and you can go so many different directions within it. The professors helped me so much with getting my skill level up to where it needs to be and helping me progress in the ways that I want to. It teaches you really to be job ready, having a good attitude, and still working hard. NBC has transformed my life by giving me a skill and a trade that I can take with me wherever I go.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
All right, 5 seconds. Here comes your audio.
Welcome back to Munoz Gym here at Holbrook High School, where after the first quarter, 20-15, the Roadrunners up on the Lobos, passed in, and Miss Hancock throws it up for another 2. Cuts the lead to 20-17. Roadrunners now on the offensive end. There's Nez over to Chappell. Chappell on the far side brings it into the middle. Chappell just outside the arc on three-point range to her right. Give is to 22, and that's Joe. Joe into Aberly. Aberly no good off the back. Rebounded by Heather Whipple, the senior. Heather falls to the board, protects the ball, and I believe we're going to get a foul on the Roadrunners as Whipple came to the ground and was able to maintain control.
Aaron, if I was going to tell you before the game started, the officials are going to allow this to be a really physical game, who do you think the edge goes to? Because that's what I'm seeing right now.
You know, I don't think there is an edge right now. I think both teams are physical teams.
Okay.
They've both shown that they can play toe-to-toe with one another, and if that's the way it's going to be and that's what's going to happen tonight, we're in for an entertaining game. There is Hancock, and Hancock intended for Ballard, throws it out of bounds. It's going to be the Roadrunners' ball. Give us a Chappell. Chappell over to 15 Spencer. We can watch the replay here. Hancock just out of the reach of Camry Ballard. And we can see, those of you listening, we apologize that you don't get the replay. We'll try to give you as much as we can as we go through those. Now there's Chappell in the middle. Free throw line. Chappell drives, throws it up. No good. Chappell is fouled, and she is going to go to the line and shoot too. Ron, when you see a physical game like this, what are your thoughts?
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I think that the Roadrunners look a little bigger, and so you kind of wonder how that plays out in the paint as posting up is going on. But Chappell, when she gets the ball, boy, she goes straight to the hole. She isn't looking to pass ever.
Chappell, the lefty senior, number 24, throws in the first free throw, and it looks pretty. 21-17 for those of you listening. 7 minutes left in the second quarter as we're going to count it down to halftime. Kind of a high-scoring game for a typical 3A East girls game. The Roadrunners and the Lobos essentially playing toe-to-toe that first quarter, although the score didn't totally indicate that. Here's Chappell at the line. Chappell puts up the second one. It is good. She is 4-4 the line tonight. Ballard's going to bring it into Hancock. Tristan Hancock is going to bring it up. Number 3. Hens it over the time stripe. Right at midcourt. Dribbles, comes up. Right outside the range, she looks into Ballard. Ballard good for 2. 22-19, the Roadrunners have a slight edge on the Lobos right now.
Got 2 post passes for this quarter for 4 points down inside. That's nice.
Here's Spencer for the Roadrunners. Spencer brings it to the middle. Spencer brings it over to Nez. Nez sends it to Chappell. Chappell out to Nez. Back to Spencer. Spencer looks, guarded by Hancock. She's right at the top of the key. Close to the 5-second call. And Chappell brings it over. She's on the far side, sends it to Aberly. Aberly is going to put it up and good. And she is going to get another shot, a free throw shot.
That's what I'm talking about right there, Aaron, as the 6-foot Aberly is bigger, and they're banging inside, I tell you. And Snowflake, I've seen him try to front her, and I've also seen him play behind her just like that. Either way, it's kind of pick your poison. Snowflake wasn't real quick on their rotations when they fronted her.
No, Heather Whipple, the senior, number 10, was called for the foul. Aberly at the line. She misses, however, it is rebound by Nez. Nez misses it, and it's taken by Ballard. Ballard sends it to Papa. Ballard brings over the line, throws to Papa, and it's going to be tipped away. And it is going to be called, wait, we're having a little bit of a conference here, saying tip. The officials, great job of conversing, making sure they get the call right. And that is going to bring in number 25, the other senior for the Lobos. And that is number 25, Taryn Flake. Flake's going to replace Stratton. Stratton's going to go to the bench to get a rest for a little bit. There's Taryn Flake, brings it in, gives it to Hancock. Hancock, I believe, is going to be whistled for the travel because she slightly slid as she came to her jump stop. Chappell inbounds the ball, taken by Bain. Bain over on the far side in front of the home crowd, now brings it to the middle, brings it to Chappell just outside the arc. Chappell throws it in. It is intercepted by Whipple. Whipple brings it back to Hancock. Hancock brings it over the line. Lobos running right now. Hancock over to Flake. Flake brings it to the middle. Flake at the line. Into Hancock. Hancock, easy layup. No good. Chappell with the rebound. Chappell over on the far side. Throws it across to Bain. Bain back to Chappell. Chappell over to number 3, and that is Cummings. Cummings passes it over to number 12 and into Aberly. Aberly sends it over to Chappell. Chappell from the left side. Good. 26-19. 5 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the second quarter at the Brook, Holbrook High School.
The inside post play by Holbrook is incredible.
Here is, I believe that's number 3, and that is Cummings. And Cummings is going to be fouled, and importantly, that's the 5th foul on the Lobos. I believe, see what Mr. Fruth, the official, says. He's going to say 25, Taryn Flake. The senior's going to be whistled for her first personal, and that is going to be the 5th team as Cummings comes to the line. Ron, I'm going to say it again, and you said it before, and you started saying this is a physical ball game.
It sure is.
I mean, that
first Mount Mobile Auto Glass free throw, Chris Bennett, is good.
They're doing an amazing job in the truck, and it would not be possible without them. You know, I feel like sometimes I just show up and sit up here, but there's so many people who put in hours and hours behind the scenes. The next free throw by Cummings is good. 28-19. Roadrunners up on the Lobos. Hancock's going to bring the ball. Hancock's going to bring it over to Ballard. Ballard back to Flake. Flake looks. Sends it over to Hannah Nichols. Hannah Nichols, her first time we've called her name, checks in the game. Ball's thrown away. Now it's back by Chappell. Roadrunners bringing it in. Cummings with the ball. Chappell to the middle. Over to Bain. Bain looking to get into Aberly. Cannot get into Aberly. Sends it back to Chappell. Chappell over on the far side to Cummings. Cummings dribbles to the middle. She's going to kick it out to Bain. Bain back to Chappell. Chappell lefty left side. She goes spin move, drives in the middle. Nothing there. Brings it out to Bain. Nez brings it out to Bain. Bain now has the ball at center court. 28-19. 9-point lead for the Roadrunners. Cummings drives. Left-handed shot. Bank shot. It is good. That puts the Roadrunners up by 11. 30-19. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in this first quarter. Nichols bringing the ball up for the Lobos. Nichols now guarded very closely by Bain. Nichols somehow gets it off to Hancock. Hancock sends it over to number 11, Miranda Caldwell. Miranda Caldwell, the junior, will be whistled for the travel. It'll be Roadrunners ball up 30-19. but nothing is out of the realm of possibilities at this point in catching up.
Watch the inside play by Caldwell and Aberley. It's not something you see in girls basketball very often, to be honest with you. These girls are just playing very physical down there. I wouldn't be surprised to see a double foul at some point. These girls are just battling.
It's physical, Ron, but I don't see the game being out of control at this point. I see it being a very good game.
No.
Here's Chappell. Chappell's going to bring the ball signature to the middle, tries to get into Aberley. Aberley's going to have it knocked away by Davis, and now Davis is going to try to take the ball. Intercepted by Chappell. Chappell throws it back down to Aberley. Aberley misses it again. Ball's going to go out, and now Hannah Nichols is going to grab it and bring it to the near side for the Lobos. Nichols is going to look to run. She's guarded by Chappell. Chappell almost swats the ball away. Hancock's now with Nichols to Hancock. Hancock over to Caldwell. Caldwell, 8-foot jumper, good. And that is going to cut the lead to 9, 30-21.
Nice runner.
Bain with the ball in the middle. Bain brings it up, sends it over to Aberley. Aberley looking for Cummings. Now she's going to kick it over to Nez. Nez, top of the key, 3-point range, sends it over to Cummings. Cummings looking, over to Chappell. Chappell moves to her right, now moves to her left. Drive, guarded by Ballard. Off the backboard, no good. Rebound is going to be to Nez. Nez to Bain, back to Nez, and Aberley, ball off. It's going to be Lobo ball. It seems to me, Ron, every time that they come down this court, that they're dribbling and looking for Aberley, and she seems to be on that. If you're looking at the basket, she's on the right side, close to our side, trying to throw it over the top, get it to her for an easy layup. The issue I see right now, Ron, is I think at least 6 or 7 that have just not gone in for her this evening. And I'm guessing those are shots that she usually is able to put in the basket.
She's averaging 16.9. I got to believe that.
Absolutely. Here's the Lobos with the ball, down 9. In the middle to Macy Papa. Macy Papa is going to be whistled for an offensive foul, and
we want to see that on replay.
We're going to look at that on the replay.
We'll see if she hooked. See if she hooked her on this move.
On the replay, we see Davis giving it into Papa. Papa goes around. It looks like she hooked her, but that's a little close.
Maybe a little bit with the elbow, but
maybe a little bit.
Wrap her arm around her or anything like that.
I'm not trying to be a homer, but I'm not sure that one was what we wanted to be called. And we have number 45, and that is Foot Tracer checking in. Foot Tracer is going to send it over to Cummings. Cummings with the ball in the middle. Spin move. Fake. No. And it is blocked. But I believe that Emily Davis is going to be whistled for the foul. That's going to be the...
Watch this replay, Aaron. I don't see this one either. A couple calls gone against Snowflake that I just didn't see, but that was a beautiful move there. Down the inside. Yeah, okay, maybe I missed that one. I think she did get her.
Cummings is going to go to the line for 2, and Cummings misses the first one. 30-29, 2:19 left here in the first half, the second quarter. For those of you listening at home, our video audience getting a great shot by our camera crew.
Jump over to YouTube. Go to italk1067.com. You can check out the video.
Cummings sinks the second one. That's going to put a 10-point lead, a dime spot on the board to get the Lobos. Here's Hancock in the middle. Hancock above 3-point line. Send it Stratton for 3. No good, barely banks off the back of the rim, and it's going to fall out of bounds. It's going to be Roadrunner ball. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left, 31-21. Roadrunners lead. You see Coach Perkins down there, and he doesn't look a little bit concerned. He stays pretty calm and under composure, giving orders to his team. I'm not sure they can even hear him in this gym. As we're going to have Spencer bring the ball across. Spencer over to the near side. Spencer gives it in to 45-foot Tracer. It is knocked away. Ballard ends up with the ball. Ballard all the way, coast to coast. Ballard is going to have it rattle in and out. Papa's going to get the rebound. And Papa is going to get whistled for the jump ball. Alternating possession is going to go to the Roadrunners. 31-21, 1 minute and 48 seconds left here in the second quarter, the first half.
If the Lobos have to turn to the 3 ball, the concern is they only shoot 23% from 3 for a team, but they're going to look to Papa for that 3 if they need it.
Yeah, Papa and I believe Stratton goes out there and shoots.
Yep.
Holbrook for 3, and that was number 3 Cummings. Number 15, Taylin Spencer, the shortest girl on the court, muscles her way in, gets the rebound, and puts it back. Great job for her.
She's a baller.
Ball ends up with Ballard. Ballard shoots a 3. It rattles in and out. You know, Ron, I got to say this, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. These rims pointing upwards, I think could be something because both teams are having a trouble. Maybe the crew was in here today and they were tightening some bolts down or something. I don't know.
I'm going to walk down a little further and look, but they sure do look like. Now, they're both the same. We will say that. So
they are both the same. There's not one advantage to the other. No. Ron Everingham, with his level everywhere he goes, is going to get up and check the level of those rims. We will be sure to get that by our awesome camera crew as we go on. Ball is knocked around, fall to the floor. Eventually, the Lobos are going to end up with it. Lobos ahead. Wait to Macy Papa in for two. That is going to cut the lead to 10. 40 seconds left here in the second quarter as number 15, Taylon Spencer, is going to bring the ball slowly up the court. Roadrunners are going to try to take control. Looks like they are going to try to play for the last shot. She takes it to the far side. Brings it back to number 3, Cummings. Cummings right near the H of the Holbrook logo. And it is going to be sent over and knocked away by Hancock, and Roadrunners will maintain possession.
I'll tell you what, they don't want to, if they are going to go for the last possession, they don't want to attack the bucket until 7 or 8 seconds.
Look at the replay here, and we can see that little knock away as we move forward. Replay shows clearly knocked out by the Lobos, and it's going to maintain. Roadrunners switch it out a little. They're going to have Chappell inbound the ball. Chappell throws a far long ball over to Aberly.
Oh, boy.
And Aberly is out of bounds, and it'll be Lobo ball with 21.8 seconds left. The Roadrunners lead by 10, 33-23.
That's not what
Mr. Fruth, the official, gives the ball to Austin Stratton. Stratton over to Hancock, a very familiar thing we've seen. Hancock brings it up the middle, sends it over the time stripe. Hancock, top of the key. Goes, has it knocked away. She gathers herself back inside to Papa. Papa for two. It is good. 8-point lead for the Roadrunners. Roadrunners are going to bring it out. That is going to be Bain. Brings the ball. Bain for a long three. Bain nails an almost NBA range three as the clock winds down. That is going to be our halftime score. 36-25. Roadrunners lead. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Deep three on that.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want to go
No big
fishing?
deal.
Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers, and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
I got this.
Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free
Just call
dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
I chose MPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist. This is the start to that path. And instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just 1 semester. It's kind of crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
I chose welding because there's always going to be a job and you can go so many different directions within it. The professors helped me so much with getting my skill level up to where it needs to be and helping me progress in the ways that I want to. It teaches you really to be job ready, having a good attitude, and still working hard. NPC has transformed my life by giving me a skill and a trade that I can take with me wherever I go.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Welcome back to halftime, ladies and gentlemen, here in the Brook, Holbrook, Arizona. Holbrook High School, Munoz Gym, Budenhauser Court.
I think they said this is Zenith Thompson, if I caught that right, doing a dance.
We're here at halftime as the Holbrook Roadrunners lead the Snowflake Lobos 36-25 on their home court this evening. Ron, first half thoughts and comments as we look forward to the second half.
Man, I got to tell you, it was a very physical game. It'll be interesting to see how they handle Aberley, how Lobos handle Aberley coming back out, because the way I look at great players like Aberley is normally they're going to get their points, and I don't know that we know how many she had first half, but she's not even near her 16.9 average, so it'll be interesting to see if the Lobos can shut her out of the game and get back into this one. But down 11, I like what I saw when Snowflake pressed, and they were able to get some turnovers early.
Absolutely. That's a very good point that you bring up. When they pressed, it put the Roadrunners in a little bit of a...
Improv, totally. No.
I don't know if we can go as far as to say tailspin, but it looked pretty good for the Lobos.
They got several turnovers.
And one thing, Ron, is I think the Roadrunners probably had 10 more shots, 12 more shots than the Lobos did that half. And if they would have converted half of those, it might have been a little... They missed a lot underneath. Aberley is almost a head taller than the Lobos' biggest player.
She is, yeah. She's 6 foot.
Aberley jumping center against Emily Davis was quite a height difference as we... 36-25. There's very few girls' games we go into halftime with this type of score.
Yeah, no kidding.
And looking and saying, wow, these girls can play some ball.
I will say that was impressive. Just the level of competition is something that is a real blessing. You have a team that can put it all together like that.
Right. And again, let's not underestimate the physicality that we saw from both teams. Maddie Chappell, the senior for the Roadrunners, number 24, is not afraid to drive the lane at all.
No.
And she makes her free throws. And knowing what she does, Chappell, definitely the leader out here. Can't underestimate Aberley's contribution as she was underneath. And for the Lobos, they've kind of spread it around. Hancock's been the ball handler, but you look at Macy Papa, who scored a lot of points, and she's gotten a lot of rebounds and able to put them right back. As far as other Lobos go, Emily Davis had a very good half. Heather Whipple got in there and was able to bang the ball around a little bit. Taryn Flake came in, did a great job. Caldwell.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua.
Don't seem to have one player that's going to be dominant, whereas the Roadrunners kind of bring us Chappell and Aberley, and then you mix in Bain and Nez and Cummings and Spencer. Great job. We look at some replays here for those of you listening at home.
See Stratton with a 3 there.
Right. Stratton been definitely the shooter this half, coming up with it. Be interesting to see who's doing and what's going on as the Lady Roadrunners come out and are going to take their spot to warm up. 2 minutes and about 20 seconds left till we get started in the second half. We're going to go ahead and take a break. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Welcome back as we're going to get ready to tip off the second half, although technically with the alternating possession, we don't refer to it as a tip-off. And we're ready to bring you the second half of this game. The Roadrunners up on the Lobos 36-25 as 1 minute buzzer goes off, and the teams are going to huddle up and get ready to start the second half. Lobos look like they're going to bring out their starting five. We're assuming the Roadrunners are going to do the same. Starting five for the Lobos is Stratton, Ballard, Davis, Papa, and Hancock. All sophomores and juniors. Where the Roadrunners are going to bring us Chappell, Aberly, Bain, Nez, and number 20, Yazzie, is in there. Lobos are going to win the alternating possession battle at this point. Stratton's going to bring it in to Tristan Hancock. Stratton with the ball. Stratton's going to toss it into Hancock. Hancock in the middle. Hancock dribbles up over the top to Papa. It is over her head and out of bounds. Roadrunners will get possession very early in this second half.
We talked about this at halftime, and Lobos do decide to come out in a press, and they get the turnover. It's effective for them tonight.
Lobos have the ball bounce around. It goes to Papa. Papa misses it in Chappell. Chappell's going to send it way ahead to Bain. Bain's going to miss it. And it looks like we're going to get a foul on... I'm having a tough time reading Mr. Yazzie, the official's numbers. He's going to call it on Bain, number 21. 36-25 early on in the second half here at Budenholzer Court. I apologize if I get that wrong, but I do like saying it. Hancock over to Papa. Papa over to Ballard. Ballard inside to Davis. Davis puts it up for a very tough two, but it looked pretty easy for her. Lobos going back to the press like Ron Everingham saying this seemed to be the good thing for him. Roadrunners break it. Chappell ends up with it. Chappell into Aberly. Aberly tries to shoot. It is bounced off. She falls to the ground along with Emily Davis, where it is bounced around and given to Hancock. Hancock brings it up. Hancock now has it knocked away and grabbed by, is that Bain, number 21? And Bain and Hancock are going to tie up for the alternating possession, and it is going to go to the Roadrunners. Chappell into inbound. Chappell over to Bain. Bain in the middle to Chappell. Chappell over to the far side to number 20, Yazzie. Yazzie sends it up the court where it's intercepted. Knocked around a little bit. Chappell ends up back with it. Chappell the ball over to Bain. Bain trying to get it into Aberly, doesn't get it. And Tristan Hancock knocks the ball out of the bounds and falls to the floor. And she is not quick to get up. This is not good for the Lobos. She is one of their leaders, and she looks like she's holding an elbow, and that is never a good thing, Ron.
Yeah, she's going to come out of the game. This coach is going to complain just about how physical it's getting, but we've seen it be physical both ways. That is just this game. These officials, let them play.
They're going to have Hancock's going to check in for, Nichols is going to check in for Hancock. We're going to have number 15, Spencer, inbound the ball. Spencer trying to get it into Chappell. Over the top to Bain. Bain into Chappell to Aberly. Aberly guarded by Emily Davis, and Aberly is going to be whistled for the travel. Great defense there by Emily Davis.
Yeah, she's really shaking her up with the kind of intensity that she's playing with physicality from behind her.
Here's Stratton, very quick to bring up the ball over to Nichols. Nichols in the middle of the court, right above the twin line, and she is guarded. I cannot get the number. I believe that is 23. Nez. Nez playing a great job defense. Over to Stratton. Stratton knocks it out, and it is stolen.
Spencer.
By number 15, Spencer. Spencer goes, lays it up off the glass. She misses it. It's going to be grabbed eventually by Stratton, who's going to bring it up herself. Very close to a carry there, but Stratton not able to. Stratton inside to a wide open Camry Ballard. Camry Ballard puts it in for 2. It is 36-29.
Watch this play.
6 minutes and 1 second left as we watch the replay.
She was open for a good 3 count. Long time, nobody back there.
2, 3, inside, and Camry Ballard just does a great job of using that quadrilateral on the backboard to put the ball through.
So I like the Lobos coming out and like we talked about, pressing, getting turnovers. The problem is they've been turning it over themselves and not turning it into points.
You know, Ron, I kind of think that's the way this game's going. Is both teams have kind of had their catches and their good things with the press break, and they've also kind of fallen off, and it's hurt them a little bit because they're trying to play this fast-paced game. Every time Stratton gets the ball, she's quick to bring it down. Every time Chapel gets the ball, she's quick. And I don't think it's a bad thing for either team. But I do want to point out that both teams are probably very even in the turnover. I do not have a turnover category on my score sheet, so I haven't kept it. There's a long ball for Bain, and Bain goes out of bounds. I think that's probably 5th or 6th Roadrunner ball that's flown over, and that cannot be something that Coach Greg Perkins likes seeing.
Well, what I see is this game's going to be about who converts after the turnover.
Well, with Hancock out, that leaves the ball handling duties to Stratton. So Stratton's going to bring up the ball. Stratton kicks it around. Eventually, it's going to be inside, and we're going to have a Holbrook foul, and that is going to be on Bain. It's going to be her second and the second team. Stratton over to Ballard. Ballard guarded very close by Bain. Ballard goes in, trying to get it to Davis, where Aberly now knocks it out of bounds, so it will be Lobo ball, down 36-29. Lobo's looking to close this gap even more. Stratton brings in the ball. Stratton looking, over the top to Davis, and there's a whistle, and
timeout.
Coach Joe Clare calls a timeout. We're going to take a timeout here with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. With the score, Roadrunners 36, Lobos 29. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
I chose MPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist. This is the start to that path. The instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just 1 semester. It's kind of crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
Back here at Holbrook High School, 5 minutes and 40 seconds left with the Roadrunners up 36-29 on the Lobos. Lobos inbound the ball. It's gone around a little bit. Eventually in the hands of Hannah Nichols. Hannah puts it up, bounces off the back of the rim, where the Roadrunners have now got it and bringing it up themselves. Looking to get it inside to Aberly. Walked around, stolen by Stratton. Stratton left side, and Stratton goes all the way off the board, over good. However, her friend and confidant, Macy Papa, is there to rebound the ball and put it back and cut this Roadrunner lead to 5.
Love that defense by Stratton with the tip away and bringing it up the floor.
Absolutely. Bain bringing the ball over now. Bain over on the far side. Looks, brings it back to Spencer. Spencer dribbling. She's guarded by Nichols. A little bit of a bump, no call, over to Bain. Bain to Aberly. Aberly guarded by Davis. Overshot the ball. Rebound by Nez. Nez back inside as the Roadrunners love to run that back inside. Eventually to Aberly. Aberly guarded by Davis. And Aberly is not going to be denied this time. Aberly puts it up for 2.
With a lefty.
And wow. But hey, Aberly's able to get a few of those, but Emily Davis has denied her already about 3 times this quarter.
Yeah, I think if Aberly shoots this percentage the rest of the game, I take the Lobos to win this one.
There's Maddie Chappell with the steal. Maddie Chappell coast to coast. Chappell makes the shot and is fouled, and that's a dangerous girl to put at the free throw line.
I'll tell you
up
what.
40-31 and a free throw.
She's a
we watch the replay here. Chappell, the dominant lefty, bringing the ball up, switches to her right, left side, looks to get position on Stratton, goes up, kind of, I don't want to call it theatrics, but she definitely hung herself out there to get that ball up, able to put it in. Now Chappell's going to go to the line and shoot one, up 40-31. Chappell looks up, it is going to be good. That puts a dime spot back above the Lobos, and that means it's 41-31, 10 points ahead for those of you counting at home. Here's Hancock. Hancock's going to go all the way drive, and Hancock's going to put it in with her left hand off the quadrilateral, painted on the backboard, and send it through the twine for 2. Oh my goodness, Macy Papa up here is we had Spencer, I believe, trying to toss it into Cummings, and Stratton, no, knocked it away out of bounds right at the table. Here's Chappell. Chappell dribbling, guarded by Ballard. Chappell brings the ball over, switch off, brings it back over to Spencer. Spencer handling it, guarded by Hancock, and given to Chappell. Chappell inside, lays it off the glass, back for 2. One thing I want to point out here, Ron, as we're moving forward, is Tristan Hancock seems to be back in the game, seems to be doing fine as she is handling the ball for the Lobos. Stratton going, coming to this side.
Wow, little carry.
Stratton goes, brings it over, no good. However,
nice rebound.
Camry Ballard gets the rebound.
Wow.
43-35, Roadrunners up, 3:19 left in the third quarter. Roadrunners now in the ball in control, slowing it down a little. Roadrunners bringing it over. Eventually, Spencer's going to end out with it at the top of the key. Spencer brings it over. Hancock's going to knock it away. It's going to stay. Roadrunner ball as number 10, Heather Whipple, is going to check in for the Lobos. Whipple, the senior, number 10.
Hey, these girls are going to be exhausted after this game.
That's not a bad thing because I don't believe either team plays tomorrow. Looking at the score, the Lobos don't play till Tuesday, and I don't believe the Roadrunners play till Tuesday either. However, I've been known to be wrong a lot.
I'll peek at it.
Chappell has the ball. She holds it. She's guarded by Ballard. Ballard doing a great job of keeping Chappell in check. Chappell goes left, right, back over. Gives to Aberly. Aberly on Whipple. Whipple denies her. Aberly off the board. Gets her own rebound. Aberly's going to put it back. However, it's not going to be good, but there is going to be a foul, and Aberly's going to go to the line for 2.
Tell you what, every point that Aberly scores tonight, she has earned.
Emily Davis and Heather Whipple have done an amazing job. There's Aberly's first free throw. It is good. You know, that's the great thing about a sport like basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball. You see a team twice. And as you go into that setting and you see a team twice, the second time around there's always a game plan. And to see which coach and what they do, we can definitely see the Lobos game plan. We can also see what Coach Perkins has done and what his game plan is going to be. And his game plan is like, we're going to use our height, we're going to feed the inside. Here's a 3 by Cummings, no good. There's going to be a whistle, and we're going to have some extracurricular activity
There's
in the
some
key.
of that inside fouling that I thought we'd see. That's Aberly. Coach Perkins wants to talk about that because it goes both ways. But, you know, Aaron, if Snowflake if I was Coach Clare talking to these guys at a timeout or something, they have to get points for possessions. Down 10, they haven't been able to break that moment.
They got within 5, and when they were within 5, it was definitely one of those things where you're like, okay, they've got this. There's a long 3 by Stratton, rebound by Ballard. Ballard loses it, puts it back. Hancock puts it in 4-3, and that's going to bring the Lobos to within 8. Lobos pressing now. They have made the Roadrunners earn as they've pressed. Chappell's going to send it over. Aberly's going to end up with the inside. Aberly shoots it, no good. Aberly bounces. Whipple ends up with the rebound. Whipple kicks it over to Stratton, who is now going to bring it out for the Lobos. Stratton drives the lane, 15-foot jumper, no good. Rebound, Chappell. Chappell's doing her best to push it up the court here. She looks left, right, brings it. The ball is now in the hands of number 22, Micah Joe. Joe sends it back to Chappell in the middle, who's going to drive. And I believe Camry Ballard is going to be whistled for the foul on Chappell. That is going to be the Lobos' 3rd team foul. As we watch on the replay here, these Lobos do an amazing job with their backs to the basket with Aberly and Chappell tonight, making them earn, as you said, Ron, every point.
I guess one of the things I don't understand is why the Roadrunners are not trying to slow the game down a little bit. They've been up 10 quite often, but they seem like they're in a rush to score still.
Both teams kind of do, and I think, do you think possibly this could be the game plan of Coach Clare and the Lobos to run this fast-paced game and say, hey, we're going to match you everything we're doing? If that's not, it sure is something they've come up, and it seems to be working.
I just know, like, I agree, but when you're up 8, what's the hurry? There we see a 3, and they could, right here, it'd be a little turnaround.
And Hancock drives and puts it up. That's going to put the Lobos in a very, very, very close game, up 6. Hancock ends up with the ball again as the Lobos play defense. Hancock off the board. Nichols. There's going to be a foul, and I believe Nichols is going to go to the line and shoot 2. 45-39, 48.8 seconds left here in the third quarter. And ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere because we have a fourth quarter to bring you here from the Brook, Holbrook High School. Yost Gym and Budenholzer Court.
If you're listening on the radio, you certainly can't tell. If you're watching online, you probably can. But this is a very physical game. I want to reiterate just that turnover right there in the middle on that press. There's a lot of bumping going on. No call, but they've been consistent.
Very consistent. Very consistent by this crew. Nichols is going to inbound the ball. She's going to try to get it to Whipple. Whipple loses it. It goes between the legs, and it is given to Ballard, who brings it inside. Ball's eventually missed.
40 seconds.
Spencer's going to end up with it. We're under 40 here in this quarter. 45-39, Roadrunners up. And there's the ball into Aberly. Aberly now kicks it out to Chappell, who's going to shoot a 3. No good, leaving number 23, Nez, all alone. Nez puts the ball back off the quadrilateral into the basket, giving her team a 47-39 lead. Here's Hancock with the drive. Hancock on Aberly, and that did not end well for Hancock. As Chappell gets the rebound, now Chappell bringing the ball. Chappell looking, brings it back out to number 15, Taylon Spencer. Chappell for a long 3 to end the quarter. Buzzer goes. 47-39. We have a fourth quarter. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Show Low Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Show Low Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Show Low Ford has the best deal. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Fourth quarter action here at Budenholzer Court, Yost Gym at Holbrook High School, as the Holbrook Roadrunners lead the Snowflake Lobos 47-39 as we start the fourth quarter with basically what's been going on all game, and that's some tipped around action, and eventually Flake, the senior, ends up, and it's going to be a jump ball after the Lobos just brought it in with about 15 seconds into the half. The Roadrunners are now going to get the alternating possession, and they're going to give it to Spencer. And Spencer's going to go to Bain to bring it. And that is a Northland Pioneer College tip-off to start the fourth quarter. Northland Pioneer College to kick off your education, to tip off your education. Northland Pioneer College with the lowest tuition in the state of Arizona and a great bunch of people to educate you and get you to that career goal. We're going to look at the replay here as Hancock came in, stopped. Hancock's been whistled, I believe, twice for that run where she's come to that jump stop and she slid. That time she wasn't whistled for it. Lobos are going to maintain possession. Nichols bringing it in. Nichols gives it to Davis. Davis against Aberly. Over to Taryn Flake. Taryn Flake off the backboard for 2. Number 25, the senior for the Lobos, 2, and gives us a 47-41 ball game. As number 20, Yazzie, brings it, tries to go over, she's intercepted. The ball is getting into the hands of Nichols. Nichols and Bain tie up. Alternating possession once again. Again, we're on the physicality. It is going to be Lobo ball as number 24, Madison Chappell, whatever we prefer to call her, is going to check in the game. 47-41, 7-11, ironically, left in this fourth quarter. Nichols to inbound, looking. Gives it to Hancock. Hancock back after that little bit of an injury she had as she fell to the court over here on this side. Hancock dribbles, nobody leaving her alone. Hancock sends it up off the backboard. It's good for 2. 47-43. The lead has been cut to 4, which is the closest this half. Chappell is tied up by Hancock. Hancock bounced around. I believe that Coach Perkins called timeout. We're going to keep it here. 47-43, 6 minutes and 50 seconds left. Ron, thoughts on the start of this fourth quarter?
Wow, 4 points. To get it down to 4 points. It's, it's just what it's been the whole game. Very physical. We'll see who can limit their turnovers and play the smartest in this fourth quarter.
You know, Ron, there's a stigma with girls basketball. It's the elephant in the room. But you got to throw that out tonight with the way these girls are playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
This has been a great physical game. It's something that you've seen before, but absolutely incredible.
Well,
both sides.
What it is it's late in the playoff basketball normally that you see it running for state championships, and so that's credit to both these programs right now.
Holbrook inbounds the ball. It's going to go over to number 22, Micah Joe. Micah Joe's going to get a little shove by number 25, Taryn Flake. Taryn's going to be whistled for the foul. Lobos' fourth team foul this half. That's going to bring it back to Chappell to inbounds. Chappell getting the ball in the nod from the official is going to throw it in. Chappell looking. She needs to get that ball in quick. And coach.
Timeout?
No. I'm not sure
foul.
what happened.
A hold.
They're going to call Hannah Nichols,
for a hold.
number 1 blue with the hold. And that's going to push the Lobos team fouls to 5. That's Nichols' first personal.
It's not a bad foul, actually.
No. 47-43, Chappell looking to bring in the ball. She's looking for Spencer. Way back to Spencer. In the backcourt as Spencer's going to bring it up. Across the time stripe. Spencer guarded by Hancock. Spencer dribbling. Loses it a little bit. Snowflake wanted a double dribble. And now Hancock is going to be whistled for a foul. 16 foul, which is a very uncomfortable spot for the Lobos, knowing how these Roadrunners shoot free throws.
A lot of time on the clock.
I've known Coach Greg Perkins for a few years now, and one thing I'll tell you about his teams, as he coaches Roadrunners, they know how to make their free throws late in games.
Yeah.
He does a fantastic job. Greg Perkins done very well. I look to him to build this program, but again, the atmosphere here, a very tough place to play, and the Lobos down 47-43,
Spencer,
6.5.
Spencer with an unfortunate little stumble there, turnover.
Spencer in the middle to Nichols. Nichols out, and Nichols bounce passes it, intended for Flake. Flake was moving away. Nichols bounced it too. Lobos lose the ball. Roadrunner ball. Chappell, long court pass to Joe. Joe now has it intercepted. Hancock ends up with it. Hancock for a long three off the board. Joe with the rebound. Now Joe gives it to Chappell, who dribbles over to Bain. Bain with a wide open three. That's going to be no good. Chappell's getting the rebound. Chappell on the left side. She goes to shoot it. Misses off the rim. She's whistled for the foul. Lobos into the bonus now. And I believe that is going to be number 2. Emily Davis whistled for her. Let's see what they put it up. I have it as her third.
I'll tell you what, Aaron.
That's her second.
What hasn't been like playoff basketball has been the turnovers. If either one of these teams would have limited their turnovers this game, they'd be up by 20.
Yeah, there has been a lot, and it's interesting to see. It's not something that we're able to stat here. Correction, that was Hannah Nichols whistled for the foul. Doesn't really matter. Chappell's at the line to shoot one. Guess what Chappell did on her first one? She made it.
So this is the Mount Mobile Auto Glass free throw. Don't forget, Aaron, pretty soon we got to name our Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game, our Deemer's Glassman of the game, and our Beeler Orthodontic Straight Line play of the game. Maybe we haven't seen it yet.
We have not. There's Chappell for the second one. She makes it. You know, Ron, we got to give a shout out to all our sponsors. There's Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Summit Healthcare, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, getting ready for fishing time, Ace Hardware with their keys to the game anytime you need a key day or night, Ace Hardware, and of course Sholo Ford. And support these businesses. This is not possible without them. These are locally owned businesses. They're people who are vested in our communities, and they do what they can to get these youth some time and some press. As the Lobos go with the ball, there's Camry Ballard in the middle for a wide open shot. No good to Ballard. Ballard's going to hustle over, get her own rebound in the corner. Coach Joe Clare is going to call a timeout, and he's going to call a full timeout. We're going to take a timeout. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
I chose MPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist. This is the start to that path. And instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just one semester. It's kind of crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
I chose welding because there's always going to be a job and you can go so many different directions within it. The professors helped me so much with getting my skill level up to where it needs to be and helping me progress in the ways that I want to. It teaches you really to be job ready, having a good attitude, and still working hard. NPC has transformed my life by giving me a skill and a trade that I can take with me wherever I go.
Welcome back to Munoz Gym here on the campus of Holbrook High School, where the Holbrook Roadrunners lead the Snowflake Lobos by a score of 49-43 with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, as the Roadrunners had possession, now lose it, and doing what they can to gain it back. And in this physical game, we're going to have a collision over on the far side of the court. Terriana Nez is going to be whistled for the foul. It'll be Lobos' ball. That'll be the 6th team foul for the Roadrunners. Lobos are in the bonus. Both teams now in the bonus.
Then this is going to turn into a free throw shooting contest.
It may, and it's going to be the team that makes them the most. And as I mentioned earlier, those Greg Perkins teams and their free throws. But don't discount the Lobos. They have a fundraiser, Ron, where Coach Claire has them shoot 1,000 free throws that they get pledges for. So over a day's time, these girls shoot 1,000 free throws. There's Emily Davis in for 2. She cuts the lead to 49-45. 4-point lead, and we haven't seen that since into the third quarter. And here's a long three-point attempt by the Roadrunners, and it is missed by, I believe it was missed by Cummings. However, number 24, Maddie Chappell with the rebound. Chappell goes in, and she is fouled. And number 24 at the line, and if I'm the Lobos, I'm a little bit concerned on seeing that number at the line right now.
I'll tell you what, the last time out when I was super impressed with Camry Ballard, who every time she shoots it, you know how you normally have to tell players to follow their shot? You don't ever have to tell her that because she always goes and gets the ball. And Perkins called a timeout, and he told his kids, he said, "You're getting out-hustled." So we'll see how that plays out.
She got it in that corner, too. It wasn't an easy rebound. Maddie Chappell missing that first free throw. As is the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass free throw. Thank you to the graphics in the truck for that. Chappell's second free throw is good, pushing the lead to 5, 50-45. 4:40 left in the fourth quarter, approaching halfway through. Tristan Hancock, unabated all the way. She goes, doesn't make it, and Emily Davis there to scrap the rebound and put it back for 2, cutting the lead to 3, importantly here.
Look at that.
And that is Lobos. Spencer loses it, and it is going to be Lobo ball. Coach Claire, right in front of the official, calls a full timeout, and now we are 50-47 with 4 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Looking at the replay there.
Spencer going way
secured,
too loose with the ball.
and as you see Stratton secure it, you see immediately Coach Claire calling the timeout.
We're talking about being senior night tonight here at Holbrook.
Must be their last home game. Did we ever get a schedule, Ron, of what these two teams have?
Yeah, well, Holbrook's going to end up come back and playing Blue Ridge next week, their next game. I think it's Tuesday. And they're going to finish out their season with Sholo. So they play Blue Ridge.
The Lobos go over to Blue Ridge to play Sholo in Sholo's home game, being gymless as they are. And then Snowflake ends up at home on Friday in a very big matchup, boys and girls, with Winslow in Snowflake on Friday the 14th.
How have they fared against Winslow this year?
They lost by 10 in Winslow about a week and a half ago. Very close game. We're back in action now. The clock's starting to tick down. Roadrunners clinging to a 3-point lead as the ball goes inside to Davis. David Dabbs knocked away. Davis immediately dives, and we're going to have a Roadrunner down. I'm trying to get a number. I believe that is that number 15, Spencer, down? They're going to send the teams to their respective benches as the trainers are going to tend. We're going to take a timeout here. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7. and worldwide at italk1067.com.
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
I chose MPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist. This is the start to that path. And instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just one semester. It's incredibly crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
We are back at Holbrook High School. Yost Gym on the campus of Holbrook High School here in the Brook, Holbrook, Arizona, along historic Route 66, as the Snowflake Lobos down to the Holbrook Roadrunners 50-47. Ron Everingham, I'm Aaron Hewish. 4 minutes and 12 seconds left. Again, 50-47, the Roadrunners lead, clinging to a lead on the Lobos. And it's not going to take much for either team to break away. However, I think it's going to take a lot for either team to win this game.
Taylor Spencer, the one hurt on that one, she's going to step out of the game. She almost tried to go back in. She's competitive.
Thanks to our Summit Healthcare injury report. Hoping she gets back in the game. Spencer, she goes, Hancock driving in the middle, unattached. No, we're going to be whistled for a foul. Hancock's going to go to the line. 4 minutes and 7 seconds left, 50-47.
And so it begins.
24 Chapel is going to be, that is Chapel's first foul, Ron Everingham.
Wow.
What a contribution that young lady has made tonight. You know, Ron, when we look at our player of the game and our glass-shattering play of the game, we may have to wait till the end of the game to see what that is. Hancock misses the first end of a 1-and-1, and now we have a foul. It's number 22, Macy Papa, or number 2, Emily Davis. So there's a 2 going to go up here, and the Roadrunners will go down and shoot. And Ron, as cliche as this is bad, but I'm going to say it again. Guess who's going to the line?
Yeah. And like we said, so it begins, because we just got done with the 1-on-1. Going over here, it wouldn't surprise us if we get to the double bonus eventually here quickly in this game with 4 minutes to go.
Absolutely agreed. Chapel misses her free throw, the front of the 1-on-1. Rebounded by Stratton. Stratton up to Hancock. Hancock looks, guarded by Chapel. Hancock over the top.
Oh,
Hancock puts it in, 50-49. 3 minutes and 55 seconds left. The Roadrunners now have a 1-point lead and are being pressed hard by the Lobos. There's Bain. Bain, haven't called her name a lot in the second half. Bain gets it back eventually. Shoots a 3. No good. Emily Davis of the Lobos with the rebound. Emily throws it up the court to Camry Ballard. Camry Ballard drives 1-on-1 with Cummings. Ballard puts it in. Lobos up 51-50 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. We have a ball game.
First lead of the game?
First lead of the game. Here's Chapel down the left side. Chapel goes, puts it up. No, it is going to be a block. Chapel, they're giving her 2, and that's going to be a foul on Emily Davis. Lobos now go to the double bonus. Roadrunners stay at 17 fouls. Lobos, however, switch the lead 51-50 as we watch the replay, and Chapel very close to clanging it off. But the Ron Everingham upward-facing, not level rims seem to be playing a huge factor in this game.
Well, it was a nice pump fake there by Chapel to draw the player up. She's going to get 2.
Coach Greg Perkins bringing Aberly out, choosing to go with the smaller lineup later in this game. I'm guessing Aberly's going to get back as Madison Chapel makes her first. That puts a little bit of an advantage to the Lobos right now, as you see the junior 11, Marinda Caldwell, and the sophomore 22, Papa, as having a little bit of a height advantage down low. Madison Chapel now puts the Roadrunners back up 52-51, 3 minutes and 21 seconds left. As Hancock brings the ball, oh no! Dropped loose, Stratton with it, and it is getting tied up. I believe we're going to get a foul. Oh no, it is whistled for a jump ball by the officials. The officials letting a very physical game take place, doing a great job of keeping it under control at points. Seems to be physical, but overall doing very well. Chapel is going to get the ball. Chapel, she gets the ball, she goes down low, Aberly back in the game for the Roadrunners. As Chapel dribbles to her left, sends it over to Nez. Nez to Chapel, getting it into Aberly. Aberly is triple teamed, falls to the ground. She is going to get called for traveling. Miranda Caldwell, Camry Ballard, and I don't know. Oh, here we go, the replay. So we have Miranda Caldwell on her, then we have Camry Ballard, and we have Austin Stratton attacking her, triple teaming her, leaving Aberly nowhere to go. Austin Stratton, Holbrook faithful, wanting a backcourt, and Miranda Caldwell ends up over to Macy Papa. Macy Papa puts it up for 2. Lobos now up 1 as they have forced Bain to overthrow Cummings, and that's going to be Lobo ball. 2 minutes and 39 seconds left with a 1-point lead that the Lobos will cling to. Holbrook sets back in a half-court defense. Hancock dribbles through traffic over to Miranda Caldwell. Caldwell underneath all alone, except Maddie Chapel decides, you know what? I don't like you having that ball, and I'm going to take it. Chapel with the ball in the middle. Chapel likes to go to her left, give it to Aberly on her left. Aberly drop step, throws it up. No good. They're calling the basket. Push, knee, on the floor.
She'll get 2.
It looks like
double bonus.
Double bonus, so she's going to get 2. Ron, they keep going to Aberly, keep wanting to put it up, and this could pay off here.
Tough miss there on the Mount Mobile Auto Glass free throw.
That just gives Aberly a chance. Aberly down 53-52 and her Roadrunners. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Aberly gets to the line to shoot her second. She puts it up. Ball is no good. Rebounded by Papa. Papa over to Hancock, who is going to set it up in the middle. Hancock trapped in the middle, over to Stratton. Stratton dribbles across to Heather Whipple. Heather Whipple puts it up. No good, off the backboard. Ball is rebounded by Chapel. And number 12, Austin Stratton, is going to be whistled for the foul. And Ron, number 24 is going to come down and shoot 2 free throws. Although Maddie Chapel's, we haven't seen the consistency in the second half as we did the first half.
Well, we did talk about it. There's going to be a lot of free throws, and so we'll see who wins that battle.
Who wants to outlast whom? Ron, 1 minute and 59 seconds left. The Lobos have a 1-point lead. Chapel misses the first one. Lobos maintain that 1-point lead. We have number 22, Micah Joe, checking in for the Roadrunners as Chapel gets the ball.
That one's just in and out. I saw Coach Claire on the last play tell him to slow down. He's kind of calling for them to do what I thought Perkins should have done, and that is, if you've got the lead, why be in a hurry?
Absolutely. We have a timeout taken by the Lobos. We are going to leave it here, however. Maddie Chapel with a very rare miss of both. Maybe I talked her up too much and she struggled a little bit there, but Lobos are now at 53-52, minute 55 left. The fouls, very similar. However, the Roadrunners are the Roadrunners in a 2-shot foul situation. The Lobos, well, they've got to go with the 1-and-1. I think it's going to come down, Ron, as a battle of who makes the most free throws. And Ron, our stat man doubling duty, is going to look and see how our free throw percentage is matching up.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, because you talked about Chapel and her free throw shooting. So her percentage on the season is 71. And so, that's... I don't think she's shooting that tonight.
I don't think she is either. We were talking her up really good in the beginning. I think she was perfect. But I think she shot probably 10 free throws tonight. Yeah. And I think she's probably right now about 6 for 10. She might have even been more than that. She seems to be the one going. Roadrunners electing to go with their smaller lineup here. Aberly is out. The Lobos are going with Flake, Ballard, Papa, Hancock, and Stratton. Here's Hancock. Hancock, the ball handler. Right, left. Leader over to Ballard. Ballard with the 2-step into Stratton. Stratton for 2. Lobos lead it by 3. 55-52. Minute 37 left in the game. Over to the Roadrunners. Roadrunners give it to Cummings. Cummings dribbling hard, and Cummings is going to get to the line and whistled for. Who was whistled for the foul on the Lobos? My mistake. Cummings is going to go to the line. That is Macy Papa, number 22, is going to be whistled for her second. Doesn't matter the team count at this point. And Cummings is going to go to the line for 2. Ron, what are we talking about here?
Free throws, free throws, free throws.
I agree with you. As Cummings makes her first free throw, those you've seen at home, great job by our camera crew, great shots of them. The boys' teams have come out of the tunnel looking for their game to start, but catching the end of what a good one we have going here. Cummings misses the second one. Papa with the rebound. Papa guarded by Chappell. Now over to Taryn Flake, who's going to handle the ball handling duties now. Flake brings it up. Flake is guarded closely by Joe. Papa with a long shot. Rebounded by Ballard. Jump ball, and I believe that it's going to go to the Snowflake Lobos, up 55-53. Minute 11 left, and we have a ball game here, Ron Everingham.
Yes, we do. And it's going to keep talking about it. We're going to see which team can not turn the ball over, can really get points per possession.
Stratton long over to Hancock. Hancock's going to dribble right at the free throw line. Over to Papa. Papa in the middle, losing the key. Give us to Aberley. Aberley back in the game. Chappell bringing it up. Chappell looking over to Bain. Bain in the middle into Aberley. Aberley. Oh my goodness. Aberley. And
I had a jump ball, but
Heather Whipple and Camry Ballard tied up Aberley. Aberley has probably not seen the physicality she is facing in these Lobos tonight.
I'll tell you what, I guarantee it. She's played a very physical game. A lot of times with 2 players on her, she's got the girl in back of her, and she's got a player digging down.
Aberley misses the first one. Ron, I got to say something here, and I know this doesn't go too much, but number 10 Gardner there, Heather Whipple. That's my teacher's assistant, third hour, and she is a great one. So Aberley misses the second, and it's going to be rebounded by the Roadrunners. And Heather Whipple ends the rebound. Heather's going to be fouled. Heather gets to go to the line. Maybe I ought to give her more props more often.
You know what's neat about that you mentioned that, Aaron, is that's one of the beauties of high school basketball, and getting to know these kids as teachers like you do. Getting to know the character of the kids and celebrate that, it makes it all that much better when they achieve on the court when they're
absolutely. You know, another thing too is I know the softball coach over here, Coach Scott Baker, and I know Greg Perkins, and they can't say enough good things about these young ladies for the Roadrunners, especially number 24 Madison Chappell as Whipple sinks the free throw and gives the Lobos a 56-53 lead. And that's the thing is these are great ball players. They're doing great things, but what it's all about is how they're going to be in life and the good things they're going to do, and that's what these coaches are teaching. Whipple with the second, misses it. Rebound is to Whipple, and Whipple loses that out of bounds. It's going to be Roadrunner ball. 50 seconds left. The Lobos holding a 3-point lead, 56-53 over the Roadrunners. Again, 50.4 seconds left. Chappell's going to inbound the ball, and it looks like Bain's going to get it. Aberley's back in the game. Whipple's back in the game, probably to defend Aberley. And we are now going to have what do you think of the Lobos not pressing at this point?
I don't like it, but, you know, I don't know. I also am not coach. I don't know what their energy level is like right now.
True.
Holbrook down by 3, 47 seconds.
I just saw Coach Claire tell him no fouls, no fouls at this point. There's Chappell with the ball, dribbles to the left. Chappell is going to slide. The Snowflake fans are going to want a travel. Coach Perkins whistles. And that is going to be a timeout, Roadrunners. We're going to take a timeout with 36.6 seconds left after our, actually, we're going to leave it here because I think it's a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Well, if you're Coach Perkins, do you set up the 3? Their 3-point shooting has not been on tonight.
No, I don't, because 36 seconds, I go for a quick shot, try to get they're going to get a couple possessions, let's just put it that way. And if they can just come in and close this down to a 1-point game and provide some defense and get the ball back, they'll be fine. So I don't think that they'll get too desperate like that.
Do you see Coach Perkins telling him to get the quick 2 and foul and send the Lobos to that 1-and-1?
I don't know.
Or do you see him playing defense?
No doubt. He probably set up a baseline out-of-bounds play to look for the 3, and if it's not there, then they'll go for the 2.
I don't disagree with that either. And knocked away by Ballard on the inbounds, and that is going to be right here.
That was strange.
And they're going to give it.
I wonder why the horn went off.
I don't know what
just happened.
That
was strange.
Here's the replay for those of you listening, and the replay is going to cut through.
Well, they called a foul.
They called a foul on Camry Ballard. Wow. Is that Bain at the line?
Tell you what.
That's Joe. Is that Joe or
number 22?
That's Joe at the line, Micah Joe.
What you didn't want if you were the Lobos is to put somebody on the line.
Well, and that's a 2 free throw situation being over the team foul limit. The crowd getting very loud here. Missed the first one. Ron Everingham's unlevel rims are playing havoc for these teams.
But they're unlevel on both sides. Actually, more than them being unlevel, they're tight. I mean,
there's not a lot of gives.
They are not
those ones that break in after a while.
Yeah.
56-53, 35 seconds left. Second free throw is up. It is no good either. Rebound is 2. Eventually, Aberly kicks it down to Chappell. Chappell now going to the line. But again, we're not going to sing her praises this time, but Chappell has not done well at the line lately.
No.
Lobos, 32.2 seconds left. Lobos up 56-53. We are live from Holbrook High School on Route 66 on the campus of Holbrook High School in Munoz Gym, watching a game on Budenholzer Court. Chappell puts the first one in. Lobos with a 2-point lead. 32.2 seconds left, 54-56. I believe Taryn Flake checks in the game. Whipple checks out. Probably going to do some alternating subbing for defensive purposes. Chappell at the line. The lefty senior looks up. Chappell up. It is no good. Stratton with the rebound. Stratton goes to her left. She is guarded by number 12, Nez. Forward. It is knocked away. It is Roadrunner ball. Roadrunner ball. 19. It is stolen. Flake with the ball. Flake gets it to Papa. Papa wide open. Camry Ballard. 4-2. 11 seconds left. Lobos up 58-54. It is gone. There's the head. Chappell. Chappell going, driving, shooting. Off the brook. Camry Ballard's going to be whistled for the foul. 58-54. Lobos up 4.6 seconds left. Maddie Chappell at the line.
Tell you what, Chappell really needed to hit that and one.
She did. The Lobos now with a 4-point lead. 4 seconds left. If Chappell, and we're whistled, and that is, I believe, 21 Camry Ballard, and that is her 5th. So Coach Clare is going to get a little bit of a wrap-up. Coach Clare looks to his bench, and he sends number 10, Heather Whipple, the senior who we just talked about. Again, my third hour TA. Heather Whipple checks in the game. She's going to go down low.
Can we give a little shout-out to Camry Ballard, who's fouled out of the game, the sophomore. I was very impressed with how she played. As a matter of fact, I'd like to give her the Deemer's Glass man of the game because of those balls that she chased down and got rebounds and on her way out.
I think for hustle, you got to go. Chappell makes the first one. We're going to leave it here. 58-55. Lobos clinging to a 3-point lead with 4.8 seconds left. As we come back to the game, Chappell is going to shoot one more and make or miss. It's going to be an interesting exchange because I think if she misses it and the Lobos get it, it's going to have to be a foul right away.
Yeah.
If she makes it, Lobos are going to have to inbound the ball, and there's going to have to be a foul right away. And I think if you miss it, that ball's touched, more time goes off. So it's very important for Chappell to make this shot if you're the Roadrunners.
I'm with you 100%.
If you're the Lobos, all you're doing is you're going straight up, you're grabbing that ball, and you're bringing it down and getting fouled and letting as much time run off as possible.
This is probably Chappell's most important free throw tonight because you don't want to have a miss here and have a running clock with a loose ball situation.
And we got to also point out the Lobos haven't led much in this game, but all that matters is the final score.
They have led late often.
Great job by both teams. I'm going to have to go with you on Camry Ballard. Just that hustle on that shot we saw was just and the traps, what she was doing.
I don't understand why they're pushing the buzzer.
Chappell misses her second. Ball is gone. Here's Chappell for 3. It is good. Oh my goodness! Maddie Chappell with a 3-point shot. As time runs out to tie the game, 58-58. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to get your money's worth tonight as we are going to go to overtime. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our Cancer Center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at
Standing on the out of bounds. It is, I can't believe she made that shot. And it just didn't go in.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Welcome back to Holbrook High School as we're going to tip it off, jump ball in overtime as Heather Whipple is going to face Matea Aberly.
Yep, Aberly.
And Aberly tips it to Chappell, seemingly so. Chappell gives the ball to number 15, Spencer. Spencer into Aberly. Aberly out to Nez. Chappell with the ball. Chappell to Spencer. Holbrook going to run a little bit conservative, looks like here, inside to Chappell. Chappell, lefty, puts it up in. She is fouled. Chappell's going to go to the line. Chappell's going to shoot a free throw after making one. Coincidentally, Ron, she missed the free throw, which allowed them to get the rebound, kick it out to her to make that game-tying shot. If she hadn't missed that ball, she doesn't set herself up for the shot. Here's Chappell with the free throw. Chappell up, ball is good. Roadrunners lead by 3. Stratton gives it to Hancock. Hancock brings it over the time stripe for the Lobos. The crowd is definitely into this one. Both sides. Hancock over to Flake. Flake, the senior, brings it in to left side, into the middle to Whipple. Whipple loses it to Chappell. Chappell clings for it as we are going to get a jump ball. Lobos are going to maintain possession as the jump ball in overtime. Coach Clare visiting with the officials about something he's seeing. Not in an upset way, just more inquisitive than anything. Taryn Flake going to inbound the ball. Taryn Flake looking over the top to Whipple. Whipple in the middle. Whipple, 8-foot jumper, no good. Rebound is Maddie Chappell. Lobos really missing number 21, Camry Ballard, who fouled out at the end of the fourth quarter, who Ron and I have just discussed. Absolutely amazing. I'm Aaron Hewish. I'm with Ron Everingham. Roadrunners are up by 3 in this overtime period. We're live from Munoz Gym on the campus of Holbrook High School. As Maddie Chappell gets the ball, drives in, misses it, and she is going to put Heather Whipple on her back. However, I believe Whipple is going to be whistled for the foul. That's going to be Heather Whipple's 4th personal. And boy, has Heather made the Roadrunners come into contact with her every time down in the end here. Chappell at the line to shoot 2. Chappell looks. First one is up. It is good. Straight through. And the Roadrunner crowd seems to like it as now we have a 4-point lead by the Holbrook Roadrunners, 62-58. It's been, wow, up, back, here we go, and everything else. Chappell's second free throw, up and good. It goes through. Stratton steps the ball out and gives it to Hancock. Lobos down 63-58, which was the story for most of the third quarter. 5 points, 6 points, 4 points. Over to Papa. Papa gives it back to Hancock. It is going to go off Papa's knee, out of bounds, Roadrunner ball. Ron Everingham, do we have it in us to do a boys game after this?
Yeah, I think. Well, this crowd does. I'll tell you what, it's fun to play in this gym because this crowd brings the noise, as you guys can tell if you're listening in.
We've actually had to turn down our courtside mic and go to, and you can still hear the crowd pretty well to give you an idea of what's going on. Roadrunners maintaining a 5-point lead. 2 minutes and almost 30 seconds left here to play in the 5th quarter. And that is number 15, Spencer, giving the Roadrunners a 7-point lead. I look for Coach Clare to possibly come down and get a timeout. I don't count the Lobos out. Taryn Flake brings it. Taryn looks up the middle, looking to set something up. Taryn reading her traffic, going in, and she is going to send the ball over to Tristan Hancock, who right there, number 24, Maddie Chappell, is going to knock it right out of bounds.
After Chappell hit that 3 to tie it, take it into overtime, I feel like all the momentum is gone in Holbrook's favor, actually deflating the Lobos.
Ron, it's absolutely going, hey, one thing we forgot to mention, we went into overtime, and we had a Northland Pioneer kick college tip-off.
That's right.
When it's time to tip off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in the state of Arizona, and a fine institution here in Navajo County that is. Tristan Hancock, over to Stratton. Stratton looking in the middle. Stratton over, bringing it back, dribbling, being guarded very closely. Over the top to Whipple. Whipple gets the ball. Whipple goes to her left, or to her right. Whipple back out to Taryn Flake. Taryn, long arch shot. Rebound back out to Aberly. Aberly over to Nez. Now we have Madison Chappell with the ball, dribbling. She's going to come up and be guarded by Taryn Flake. Taylin Spencer now with the ball in the middle. And we're going to have a whistle and a two-shot foul. Taryn Flake, the senior, is going to be whistled for the foul. I don't know, Ron, what did you think about that one? That was some of the stuff that's been gone, and then to get that one there is a little interesting.
Right.
Timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Holbrook High School in Holbrook, Arizona, along Route 66 at Munoz Gym on Budenholzer Court, here as the Holbrook Roadrunners now up big on the Snowflake Lobos, 65-58. 1 minute and 38 seconds left in, I can't really call it the fifth quarter because it's not really a quarter, but I'm going to call it the fifth quarter, Ron Everingham.
Yeah.
As Maddie Chappell going to the line, and Chappell is going to shoot two. Roadrunners have cleared the key, leaving 4 Lobos there to watch Chappell's first shot go in. Ladies and gentlemen, I could probably not even tell you, and you could tell for yourselves, those of you listening, whether the ball goes in. Here's Chappell's second. It's up in the air, and it is. You tell me, fans at home. Chappell good. Chappell 67-58. This game may end up a lot farther of a score than the game has indicated. Lobos have done very well on playing. There's Tristan Hancock going, and Tristan's going to lay it up. Bounces off the unlevel rims of Ron Everingham, and we're going to have number 15, Spencer, bring it up. Spencer back to Chappell. Chappell over to Spencer. Spencer to Joe, and we're just going to have about a minute left in this quarter as the Lobos are going to do everything they can to probably put on a foul. There's Chappell. Chappell in the middle. Minute 2 seconds left in the ball game. 67-58. Roadrunners up. Clock just goes under a minute. 57-58. And we're going to have number 12, Austin Stratton, whistled for the foul. That's going to put number 3, Janine Cummings, at the line to shoot 2. And Ron Everingham, this game, like I said, is going to go down as a 9-10 point-ish game.
Yeah.
And it was nowhere near what that is. And I do not even want to hesitate. There's nothing you can say. The Lobos didn't give this one up in overtime. They just had a few bad bounces go their way and were not able to finish. Holbrook got the momentum going into overtime, but the Lobos dominated that fourth quarter with a few unlucky breaks. They were down, came back. Holbrook, as the first one's made, dime lead for the Roadrunners. Second free throw's missed. Papa with the rebound. 53 seconds, 52-51 as Flake brings it across the line. Flake looking, pushes, sees a wide open Nichols. Nichols underneath. Nichols no good, and she is fouled. I believe they're going to whistle Aberly, the tall Aberly, for the foul. That is going to be her third personal. Nichols is going to go to the line to shoot 2. Thoughts, Ron Everingham? Penny, for your thoughts?
Well, I go back to the Snowflake had this game wrapped up. And in varsity basketball, varsity any sport, little things matter, and they just lost track of Chappell on that missed free throw, right? And she makes an amazing shot to take it into overtime, but the Lobos had to win.
Well, we can't underestimate, too, we said about number 21, Camry Ballard, the sophomore. She's been non-existent in overtime because she decided that it was time to go to the bench with that 5th foul. Of course, that wasn't her decision.
No.
29, 28, 27, 10-point lead for the Roadrunners as Taryn Flake is going to foul number 24, Maddie Chappell. Chappell's going to go to the line to shoot 2. The Lobos missed Camry Ballard. She did an amazing job. There was a hustle that she brought to the team. I thought both teams did a great job of running the floor at appropriate times. We thought Holbrook was going to run it a little more. We thought one team was going to slow it down, and it never did. Well, we're going to take 26.2 seconds left. Chappell at the line, and we're going to have time to go to some of our plays here and some of our replays. Ron Everingham as the Lobos run out the clock here, down 70 to 58. As Papa's going to throw up a 3. We'd like to go and maybe go with our Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. And Ron Everingham, go ahead. I don't think that's any question what that play was.
No question about it. And that's going to be Chappell with that 3-pointer at the end of regulation to take it into overtime. And so congratulations to Madison Chappell for giving the Roadrunners the 3-pointer it took to go into overtime, where in the overtime, Lobos never really had a chance.
As the clock ticks down to 0, 70 to 58. Hey, Ron Everingham, we're going to get a chance to look at that replay here. And here it goes. Chappell kind of gets loose as we look, and we just lost our feet.
I don't know that was not the
one.
Straight line play of the game.
That was a straight line play. That's okay. As the crowd congratulates. As we're looking at some of the replays here, we'd like to also give a shout out to our Deemers Glassman of the game, and we kind of don't like to do this, but I kind of think we both agree we need to go co.
Yeah. Oh, you mean for our Hunt Outdoor Ski Sports player of the game?
Outdoor Sport player of the game.
Go for it. Call it.
I'm going to give it to number 24, the senior Madison Chappell, and for the Lobos, I'm going to give it to number 1, Camry Ballard. The hustle on both those is the reason we have this game. Ron, here we go. Here's the overtime.
Clutch shot right here at 0.
And Chappell. The clock, boom, and it's up. Go, rattle through. And look at the reaction by that Holbrook crowd.
Yeah.
And we have our Deemers Glassman of the game.
He's going to go to Ballard.
Go to Ballard as well. Holbrook goes and whistles to their crowd.
Senior night, so a lot of these last home game.
Well, then we'll have the playoffs. There is a home playoff game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you not to go anywhere, but we got to warm up. We're going to have to take a little break. We're going to come back and bring you the boys' game here from Holbrook High School. This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain basketball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
This has been an iTalk 106.7 sports exclusive presented by Sholo Ford. High school basketball is also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, Deemers Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Little Bluebird Studios, and Hudson's Furniture. This is a copyrighted broadcast. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or reuse of this program without the expressed written consent of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves is expressly prohibited. For more information about this game and others around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.
Wonderful people. We have 2 of our